Hey y'all, today this video is going to be just showing what molds I use. I don't have very many right now. I have 2 more that's coming to me, but so far this is what I have and this is what I mainly use. I got a pack of these. There was 3 in a pack that came from JoAnn's. I ordered offline. It's a soap mold, but I use it for my resin and only my resin. And here is this. This is a big soap mold palette. It's got 4 different sides and they're fairly deep. But the only one that I've used out of this mold so far is this square right here. I haven't used none of the other ones yet. But I use this for my resin too. And I also have this right here. I got this from Hobby Lobby. I used the 40% off coupon, which made it a little bit cheaper. These X's right here, I had to mark those out to remind myself not to use those because my loving husband took some hot glue and I guess he was going to do a little project of his own and put hot glue in 3 of these cavities and they're ruined. I've tried to fix them. I've tried to scrape the glue out of it, but it did not work. So I had to mark out those to remind myself not to use them. So just make sure that if your husbands or anybody wants to be crafty with your stuff, tell them not to put hot glue in your plastic resin molds because it will ruin them. But anyway, this is these 2 are the main 2 that I use, and I use these 2, but I can't now and only have 1 heart left. But those are the main ones that I use 95% of the time, and these 2 small ones right here that I use for my ring pendants. I love this mold. I hate how big it is. I don't know if I could cut it down so where I could just use each individual mold, because when it comes down to popping these middle pieces out, it can be kind of difficult sometimes. And here is my tile mold that already has a piece in it. I've already started working with the pigments that I got yesterday from your Creative Playground on Facebook. I can't flip it over and show you the other side because I just poured this. But I got this mold also from JoAnn's offline. I think I only got it for like $3 because it was on sale. But I love my tile mold. I need to get some more of those. And here are the molds that I made. No, they're not the prettiest things, but they are functional. They work. Here's 3 of the bottle cap molds. As you can see, this, I can't remember which one was the best one, but I need to keep practicing on these molds because as you could tell, some of the lines did okay and then some of them didn't. So of course it's not going to give me exactly what I was looking for or what I was going for. And of course the thicker you make these molds, the longer they're going to last. I made mine pretty thin because these were the first molds I ever made. This one's kind of thick. And make sure that you're on a level surface when you go to make your mold, because if not, it'll be like that. And then when you pour your resin in it, everything is just uneven. Here's some little heart jewel molds. I made these molds from some jewel pieces that I had got from Dollar Tree years ago. And then here's one of the regular round jewels. This is the only one that's even. Those 3, I mean, they work, but you have to really sand them to get them more round around the edges. And here's another heart mold I made. I love these silicone molds because they pop stuff out very, very easily. But when I take my pieces out, they're not shiny, so you have to go over with a layer of resin over the top of it to make them shiny again, and it can kind of be a hassle after a while. But that's the molds that I used so far, and with my next video, I'm going to have to try to see if I could change this or maybe color all over it so it's not so ugly looking. The reason why this is white and this color up here is because I was working with resin one day, didn't have nothing down on my table, and when I got done, I had resin all over it. So I wasn't thinking, and I put this piece of white fabric down, and now it's stuck. So I guess I'm gonna have to do something to it to make it a little bit more pleasurable to the eyes, because this white is just not working. But that's the molds that I used so far, and I will do a video tomorrow of the pieces that I have finished that I use with my Your Creative Playground pigments. So far, the only two pigments I have used is the little sample that she gave me. I used one little scoop in my tile piece, and this stuff is just so light that it was just going all over the place, and it just looked, I felt like Tinkerbell in one of the movies, because there was just shiny, pretty stuff flying all around. But and I used this purple. I used 2 scoops of this instead of 1 scoop, and it's still not as dark as I wanted it to be in my tile piece, but I'm going to wait to see what it looks like after it's fully cured, so I won't know until tomorrow when I go to pop it out. But these are the 2 that I've used so far, and they were really, really easy to mix. 2 teeny tiny scoops when you only really need 1. 2 of those went really well with 2 tablespoons of resin, and then I only used 1 little scoop of this and all that resin, and it went a long way. So like I said, tomorrow I'll have more videos of what other pigments I used from what I got, and I'll show what other molds that I used. Hopefully I'll have a good bit of stuff ready to demold tomorrow. Bye, y'all.